Welcome to r/pro revenge, where an unfaithful husband gets his just desserts. 10 years ago, I was living what most people would call a perfect life. Married, 2 amazing kids, a home in a small southern town, and a husband who earned enough to give us a lifestyle I could never have imagined. He was charming, attentive, a good father, hardworking, respected, well-liked, handsome, smart, successful, loving. We were happy. Well, we seemed to be. He was my rock. I confided in him, shared my secrets, dreams, fears, and trusted him implicitly. Behind closed doors, I loved him with abandon, gave myself completely to him, and he reciprocated openly, passionately, devotedly. In fact, at times I would wonder if he was actually too devoted. He wanted to spend every waking moment with me. Even dates planned months in advance with girlfriends would get canceled on short notice due to some last-minute work emergency. "Sorry, honey, it's work again. Another project fell through. The client needs me to stay late, can't start this thing tomorrow, etc." I started to find it a bit stifling. I missed my friends. I missed being around women who understood me, who didn't just nod along as I talked about my pregnancy cravings. And I wanted to go out and have fun, not feel guilty about leaving him alone for a few hours. When my friends would come to visit, they would compliment my husband. They would joke about how devoted he was. And he would smile modestly, give them a quick hug, and say something like, "He's just really supportive. We are best friends, you know." And my friends would chuckle and agree. Yeah, I can tell. They were clueless. But I knew better. I knew I couldn't be the only thing on his mind. But then he would arrive back home, shower me with apologies and gifts, buy me whatever I wanted, and I would forgive him. I suppose I just enjoyed the extra attention. He spoiled me. One day, as the kids were getting dressed for school, I went into his office to grab a pen. As I exited, I saw a crumpled piece of paper sticking out of his jacket pocket. I pulled it out and unfolded it. It was a credit card bill. The amount was large, the vendor was local, and the date was recent. I looked at the name on the card. It was his. I didn't have time to investigate further that day. The kids were waiting, and I had breakfast to finish making. But as the morning wore on, my curiosity grew. Was it just a credit card bill? Had I accidentally peeked into something I shouldn't? I told myself to forget it. It was probably nothing. But those 3 simple numbers seared into my brain and wouldn't let go. Was this a one-time mistake? A phase? Did he need help? Over the next few weeks, I searched for answers. A casual mention here, a bit of research there, all leading to the same dead end. His behavior was erratic, but always within the realm of acceptable. Then came the day that changed everything. Again, I was looking for something in his office. When I opened his closet, I saw a collection of robes hanging neatly, each one labeled with a different hotel name. My hands shook as I pulled one out. The familiar brand logo stared back at me. It was the same hotel from the bill. Curiosity morphed into full-fledged suspicion. The puzzle pieces were forming a picture I didn't want to see, so I did what any reasonably suspicious spouse would do. I staked out the hotel. Week after week, I watched as he arrived. Alone, he would enter, head straight to the elevator, ride up, and disappear into one of the top-floor suites. But he wasn't alone. Different men accompanied him each time. There were several men in particular that he frequently visited, and I saw him enter with them on multiple occasions. Once he arrived with a suitcase, which I assumed meant he was staying for the weekend. I never confronted him. I didn't want to embarrass him. And even if I had proof, I wouldn't have known what to do with it. He was my husband. I loved him. And besides, I had 2 beautiful children who needed a father. So I buried my suspicions, convinced myself that it was just a phase. Eventually, I told myself that it was a harmless phase. After all, he was still married to me. And then he brought the 3rd man home. I didn't have time to ruminate. I had to act. I invited him into our house, into our lives. He was charming, funny, smart, confident, handsome, polite, respectful. and he treated my husband with adoration and deference. If my suspicions were confirmed, I would expose him, but I needed to collect my thoughts, devise a strategy, gather evidence. He had no idea I was on to him. Little did he know I had already begun my investigation. All those moments of fleeting suspicion suddenly became clear. Every canceled date, every gift, every late arrival, every explanation. Everything pointed to an elaborate web of deceit. By now, I had pieced it all together. He wasn't just seeing someone else. He had been living a double life. He had been with these men for years. His loyalty, his devotion, his love, all an elaborate charade. I was stunned, confused, hurt, angry. Yet amidst the chaos of my thoughts, a cold clarity prevailed. I would not confront him. I would not leave him. I would not expose him. Instead, I would make his life hell.